Before I get into the code of the experiment for experiment one, make sure to go check out the setups for the GPIO, for the PWM, and for the UART, and how I did that, because um, we will see that in future videos I will be referencing them. And pretty much that's how I set up some of the things for this code. So yeah, so make sure to go check them out. I'll leave the link in the description. But yeah, make sure to go check that out. Okay, so in this experiment, right? So just kind of a recap. In the experiment, pretty much what we want to do is essentially we want to um, from we're essentially going to send a string to the computer repeatedly, and essentially that string is going to say, "Hello, my name is," and then my name, which is David. Um, so yeah, we want to send this a repeated amount of times, um, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And essentially, we're just gonna open the putty window, and then with that putty window, it's gonna be displaying "Hello, my name is," and then David over and over, and then each time it's gonna have a new line, and it's going to have a delay of 500 milliseconds in between each one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so now let's look at the code and how I did that. Um, so pretty much for the code, right, I have initialized my two variables here, which is I initialize my two variables here, which are essentially my string, right, which is 100, and had the value or the math boldness of it to be 100 milliseconds, and then I pretty much have I have set up the a pointer, a string pointer, which is referring back to um, which is going to be essentially a string that is going to point it back to in our code later on. So pretty much the next step is we have our while loop, right? And then in our while loop, we are essentially going to have hello. We have this printf statement, right? Which is basically it's going to tell us to what to print. So essentially, again, we're going to print hello, my name is, and then blah blah. And then as we see here, it calls back to the string, right? It calls back to this string here, which is David. And then yeah, and then it calls, and then the next line here, it says it essentially calls to the function, the UART print string function, and yeah, and then it has a delay of 500 milliseconds, like I said. So then for the UART print string function, for that, scroll down here. Okay, so this is the UART print string function. The UART print string function, it essentially what it's doing is so for the first line, right, we initialize our variables, our our character, right, our character ch, and then our character string, and then basically it's saying while this loop will continue to repeat the string multiple times if the tx is equal to the tx FIFO, right? And then we're gonna increase the string number, and essentially it's going to start displaying that string for the using the UART. So yeah, that's pretty much what that's saying. And yeah, and then so yeah, again, pretty much all we wanted to do was essentially just display a string on the putty window multiple times, and have it so that each line it creates a new line over and over again, so as it displays each string. And yeah, so it's basically the UART sending a message to the computer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the communication between the two devices using the UART. So yeah, now let's get on to the results. Let's see that.
Okay, so pretty much what's happening is that I'm open putty, um and then we click on serial. We changed, well, my com was com3, so I changed that, and then we know our baud rate was 115,200, so we plug that into the speed, we press open, and as you can see, it's already the string is starting to display multiple times. See, it's keeps on displaying multiple times, and it says, "Hello, my name is David." Oh, you guys can't really see that, so let me zoom in. Oh, sorry about that. Whoa. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to fix up this. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it keeps on repeating, "My name is David. My name is David. My name is David." And yeah, so it keeps on repeating that, and which is essentially what we wanted, right? Because essentially what's happening is that the the board is basically sending out this string to the computer to start to display it through the putty, and yeah, so that's essentially what's happening. And then we could also tell that it is that it's displaying the name multiple times by the fact that if we look here to the right, we see that the like the scroll keeps on jumping up and down, meaning that it keeps on displaying. But since it's doing it at a delay of 500 milliseconds, then that's why we can't really see it happen. Because if we had made the millisecond delay shorter, then it would have gone a lot faster and we would have been able to see it. But since the delay is a little bit slower, it's 0.5 milliseconds, which is 0.5 seconds, we could still see the little scroll going up and down on the right side. But yeah, it's still displaying the thing over and over again. So yeah, that's